Welcome to Perth's #1 podcast. You're listening to the Jamo and Dylan Show.
Yeah, we're on the way to Dunsborough. Little mad trip with the boys. We're celebrating.
G'day guys and welcome back to the Jamo and Dylan Show. It is episode 160 and we have a very special guest today. He goes as the kit dealer, but real name is Robert Childs. Welcome to the show, mate.
You right, boys? How you doing?
Oh, very good,
mate.
very good. We're happy to have you here. It's been a long time coming. I've always had this idea in my head. I sort of wanted to wait until we were a bit bigger to give you a platform to speak on. You've got a lot of ideas. You're a quirky character. You even got a job recently because you were bored.
Yeah, that's the way it went, if I'm being honest with you.
Indeed.
Thank you, boys, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Thanks for making the trip, mate.
Fuck, you live on the other side of fucking Australia,
I
right?
know.
In a different country, I swear, down here, bro.
For some context, like I'm south of the river, east. I'm like near the hills, and Rob lives north of the river, north of
Far
Joondalup.
north.
Yeah, like past June, like I'd say like 15 minutes.
Wowee.
Yeah, it was a decent
Long
distance
drive.
to
What were
fucking
you,
go.
were you listening to music on the way?
Oh, I chucked the podcast on.
Yeah, what
to be honest.
podcast?
I'm more of a Joe Rogan guy, if
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you.
What episode were you listening to?
There's this one with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yep.
It's really, really good.
Smart man.
Yeah, he talks a lot about the space stuff and shit like
Okay.
that. That fucking makes me like...
We used to do that, but we don't have enough knowledge about
Nah,
it.
we need a scientist on this show, bro.
We do.
to
We've been
explain
asking.
it.
The problem is, like, a lot of our listeners aren't scientists.
No.
So
Yeah, that's true.
that's where we go wrong.
Still, I think it's pretty good to have it on just because, like, the fact that they aren't scientists,
Yeah.
like, fucking will blow their mind. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
That's
I know
Where,
fuck
where
all
are the
about
Perth
stuff.
scientists at? I've never met one in my life.
Probably at fucking uni stuff.
We need to go. We need to go scout Curtin, eh?
Yeah, we do.
Get someone in it.
Maybe UWA. What's
Some
the best
honours
uni?
student.
Where do you go to uni?
Okay. This is a big argument in Perth, I
It
feel.
is, it is.
Right? Because there's so many, like, when I finished school, I was like, fuck, like, do I want to go to uni and
Yep.
shit? And, like, ECU, I feel like, is considered as the worst uni.
Okay. And that's
Okay.
Joondalup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a campus in the city as well.
Okay.
But I go to ECU.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that fucking UWA is considered as the best.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone feels that UWA is like the best uni.
There seems to be like this
It's
prestige
a classy
around
uni.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
look at the area it's in. You know, you're
Yeah.
rich if you're around there too.
I know, right? Netherlands.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just living,
But
bro.
everyone that I know that went to UW, majority of them dropped out.
Okay.
Like, I'm gone to Curtin.
I feel like Curtin's all right. The
Yeah.
campus is cool.
Curtin's definitely
Yeah.
the place to fucking, I reckon, go get your degree.
See, I went to Notre Dame for a year down in Freo, and that was actually good. Like, I enjoyed the experience socially, but in terms of the academics of it, I didn't really give a shit. So that was my issue.
Yeah.
And then I've told the story many times, but for you, I went to Murdoch for a day, hated it,
Yeah.
and then dropped out. And then the podcast started. So, yeah.
Yeah, nah. Well, fucking, that's what it takes, eh? Like, I took a year off after school to just like, because my parents are both academics.
Yeah.
Same with my sister. My sister was almost ducks in my school, and she went to UW.
She
was
got
like,
an older sister?
older sister.
Older sister, yeah.
I don't get on very well with her.
Oh, really?
But yeah, no, she went to UW, and my dad was like, "Why aren't you going to uni? Why aren't you going to uni?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I just want to take my time. I don't want to make the wrong decision."
There's
you
no
know
need
what I
to
mean?
rush, bro.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like at school they pressure you,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it seem like tradie uni or you'll fail at life, you know?
bro. Legit. At my school, I remember they were like to me, I was doing ATAR.
Yeah.
So I started in methods in year 11, doing
That's
methods
tough.
math.
Yeah.
Bro, it was fucked. Like I literally lasted about 2 minutes.
I
in
failed
methods.
applications, bro, in year 12. I was
Yeah,
fucked.
apps is hard, bro.
I was fucked.
Apps is hard, man. I'll be honest. So I started in methods, and then in year 12, I was like, I need to chill. Like, I need to bring it down a little bit. So
Yeah.
I went to apps, and then after that, they were like, if you want to go to uni, you have to do ATAR. You have to do ATAR. You have to do ATAR. And I dropped down to general because I got into the Air Force.
Good move.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, nah, I don't want to keep on doing ATAR.
Tell us a bit about that. So I only realised just before we started recording that you're studying aviation now.
Yeah, I was.
You were.
I've stopped
okay.
for this semester to
Right.
focus more on the business.
So have you deferred?
Yeah, I've deferred.
Right. Okay.
Which, is not the best with my family because,
Because they're academics.
yeah,
right?
everyone in my family is like doctor.
So you're like
Oh,
the
wow,
black
right.
sheep.
Doctor.
They're like, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, legit. I was always the black sheep. But I think that was a lot to do with like, I have really bad ADHD.
Yeah.
Like, really bad.
Okay.
And like at school, like I was good.
Yeah.
but I would always lose focus and shit
Yeah.
like that. And teachers knew that I had ADHD, but I just didn't want to accept it.
Okay.
So you like to keep busy?
I can never sit still.
Okay.
Which is like when you told me I had to, this is going to be like a decent amount of
yeah.
time, I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to be, you know.
So you can wiggle your toes.
Yeah.
At least you won't have trouble talking. Like before the episode started, I was like, this ep will be fine.
Yeah.
Like, Rob's gonna fucking be all right.
I'm all right with talking. That's one
Yeah.
thing I definitely can. You can ask all my homies. I'm good at talking.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. We actually had someone say, he like didn't even send in a question. He just said, tell Rob that he's a legend and he does so much for the community.
Wow.
I'll get his name for you, but like that just like sums you up perfectly.
Yeah.
Because you're a social butterfly. You're a people person.
Yeah, that's it. Right? So that's the main reason why I stopped uni.
Yeah.
Because once I started uni, I was doing computer science. Did it for a semester. It was like binary and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
It was like high level maths as well. And I was like, I don't know if I really fucking like this.
Yeah.
So then I switched to aviation. And when I was in aviation, I was like, fuck, this is like actually what I want to do.
More hands-on.
Yeah. But of course I was running the business at the same time. And in the parallel, it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
So there was a way higher workload. So I would be in my room, and I work in European time, remember? Because all my people that I source my stuff from are in Europe. So I would be up at like 3 a.m., literally, like just fucking messaging cunts in Germany.
Yeah.
Like, like Google Translate. Can I please have this kit? Can I please have this kit? Like, in the beginning, it was like that.
Yeah.
And I was doing uni at the same time. So I'd wake up at 12 p.m. every day, our time, do physics for 5-6 hours,
Fuck.
and then work until about 4 a.m.
So you just
Night
said
owl,
5 or
bro.
6. You said 5 or
Bro.
6 hours. So like Dylan and I, if we tried to put like our time and effort into that,
Yeah.
how long would you last, Dyl?
I couldn't do it, bro.
Yeah, I'd last half an hour and then I'd stop. And I think that's just like the difference between how we were brought up. Like obviously you were brought up by doctors.
Yeah.
Right? So they have that work ethic and they drive that into you.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be good for your business because, and it's something that I've spoken to Dylan about a lot, is you'd have to have the passion for something to actually put the hard yards and effort into it. So for example, with the podcast, we've done quite well because we've put so much time and effort into it. And I guess that would be similar with you and your business. Like you put so much time and effort into it and that's why it's doing well.
Yeah, it's like anything you do in your life, and I say this to like tons of people as well, it's like the system's so built for you to go to uni and do what you want to do. But like at the same time, you want to do something you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have homies that went and studied commerce, right? Finished their commerce degree. And now they sit in an office all day and just fucking crank numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I love football, bro.
Yeah.
I can talk to you about football for 10 hours, right? But at the same time, like you need to make money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the good thing about the kit dealer and what came about with the whole concept of it was when I started as a hobby.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, take us through the beginning.
Oh,
So where
the
did it come?
beginning.
Where did it come from?
Bro.
How did you start it?
The
and
beginning.
also
Sourcing kits, selling.
sum up what you do just in a few words for the people who might not know.
okay, so I run a football brand. This is the way I describe it to everyone
Okay,
now because
right.
I've been asked the question thousands of times. I run a football brand. So I sell vintage football shirts. That's like my main product. But I also sell like football clothing, which
Yeah.
is something I always wanted to do. Football, I mean soccer, if everyone doesn't know what that is. But yeah, that's basically what I do.
All right. And then like what Dylan said, his question about how it all came about, how did it start?
Yeah. In the beginning, it started as I literally just bought a kit. And then I was like, fuck.
Can you remember that kit?
Yeah, I still have it.
And what's the story behind it?
The story behind it, I held like scented stuff. Like,
Yep.
yeah, you can tell. So I held like scented stuff, and there was this Germany training kit from '96 that I was like, fuck, that's fire. And this was when I was in year 11.
Okay. Yeah.
And I bought it, and I was like, this would be sick to buy. So I bought it. It came, and I was like, I might buy another one. So I just kept on buying and buying and buying and buying, and then I had a collection. I was like, you know, like I don't like this kit much anymore. Maybe I'll sell it.
Okay.
So I was like, how am I going to sell it? So I think I went on eBay and I sold it.
Yeah.
But through collecting through those years, I'd learned what was real and what was fake.
Okay.
Because we have some really, really, really good fakes out
Yeah.
there now. Like freakishly good fakes.
Okay.
Like people cutting tags of old kits and using them on new ones.
Okay.
That have been reproduced. So basically after that, I was like, I sold that kit pretty easily. And more people I saw were wearing football kits. So I was like, you know what? Like, I know all these people now. At this point, I was fucking buying from not eBay anymore. I'd met people in Europe, and I was like, man, like, I'm buying so much for myself. I was just blowing my whole wage on kits. I was like, why don't I start trying to fucking, because I always wanted to start my own clothing brand. I was like, why don't I start trying to fucking do that? Because there's nothing in Australia. There was nothing in Australia like that at the point. So I started doing it, and I swear it was like, I was on a holiday in Thailand, I think, and I was sat by the pool, and I had stock from about a year ago that I just had sitting there. I was like, I'm going to do it. Left it for about a year. And I was sat there, and I was like, I'm going to make a website. And I went on Wix, which we spoke about, right? Because Wix is always like spamming you with ads on fucking everything. And I went on Wix, and I was like, I'm going to make a website. I made a website on that whole holiday, and I got home, and I was like, right, like I'm going to, because I was a photographer before. Yeah. I used to take photos at parties. That was my first business.
Oh, beautiful. How did you find, we'll do a little bit here. Like, how did you find taking photos at parties?
Bro, I've got some fucking stories. So like I started taking all my e-commerce photos and stuff like that. And then next thing, when was it? February of 2020. So at this point, I'd been out of school for 2 years.
Okay.
Right? 1 year and however long. And next thing I get, this is the crazy thing about what happened. And so many people ask me how I work with all these different people. And this is the story, like, from the very beginning. And this was completely by chance, the whole thing. On my personal Instagram, this artist called Jelani Blackman followed me. Right? Now, Jelani at the time had around 3,000 followers, I think.
Hello.
Yeah, do you know that song?
I do know it.
Right? So he followed my personal Instagram. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I think he was just follower fishing. You know, like artists, like sometimes they follow people, follow them back. And I hit him up, and I was like, this is my opportunity. And I was like, hey man, I was like, how you doing? He was like, yeah man, yeah. I was like, would you like me to send you out a kit?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that would be sick. And I was like, I knew one of his songs, that Hello, you know that one? And I was like, yeah, that would be fucking sick. He was like, that would be sick. So I was like, one thing I do want to ask you though, when he got the kit, I was like, I see you have a song with Big Zoo. So he was like, yeah, I have a song with Big Zoo. And I said to him, like I would love to get in contact with him, because I knew Big Zoo from when I was in year 8, listening to Radar Radio. Yeah, like a little radio station. He was the host, and he'd have like Dave before he was like really big, AJ before he was really big, like all those guys on, and they'd just have like a live mic and play beats and just spit. It was fucking so sick. So I said to him, yeah, I'd love to send you out a kit, all that stuff. He's like, Big Zoo's going to be in contact with you. Because I asked him, I was like, do you mind if Big Zoo puts me on? And the next thing, I was thinking this is going to take a while. Big Zoo's never going to message me. 10 minutes later, Big Zoo has followed you on Instagram. I was like, shit.
You think it's coming together,
fuck.
bro?
I was like, how has this happened? And he hit me up. He's like, hey man, I'm going on Sky Sports for a show.
That's so cool.
To promote FIFA 21, I think it was at the time. Because FIFA 21 was coming out at the end of FIFA of 2020.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I would like to buy this kit. And I said to him, I didn't say this to him, but I was like, I didn't have that kit that he wanted because I was so small.
So what, he sent you the kit that he wanted?
Yeah, he sent us the kit that he wanted.
Okay, right.
Now, Big Zoo's a big guy, right? He's
very big guy.
He's a triple XL.
Yeah.
To find a vintage kit in that year and that exact home, it was an away Liverpool 1999 kit. He was like, I want it in triple XL and I need it for like 2 weeks time. So I'm thinking they're like, fuck.
And that's including travel time, like
postage
time. Oh my
time.
God.
So thank the Lord. Like honestly, there was a cunt in, where was it? It was south of the river somewhere, down in your fucking
Oh,
ends.
really?
Yeah, who had one in triple X.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
So I drove down there, picked it up, and I said to him, yeah, I got it. So I shipped it out to him. He offered to pay for it. I was like, no, I'd rather you put me on to someone else than you pay me for the kit.
Okay.
Because I always think the relationship is more valuable than the value of the shit.
I like that.
It's like marketing, right?
Yeah.
So I sent it out to him, and he was like, right, watch Sky Sports at this time next week. I sent it out to him express DHL.
That would have been
DHL's
so
not
exciting for you.
Bro, I had to find an illegal stream to watch
Sky Sports.
because we don't have Sky Sports here. And I was sat in my bedroom like, oh my God. I was like, I literally got him that kit from Perth.
Yeah.
Some random old guy's house in like Coburn.
Thank God for him, eh?
Yeah, legit, bro. If it wasn't for him, fuck. You know,
How did you get onto that guy in Coburn? Like,
It was on Facebook Marketplace, bro.
so did you put,
okay.
oh, so you just searched for the kit
Bro,
on
I
Facebook?
literally just looked on
Everywhere.
I looked everywhere.
And it happened to be there.
happened to be there.
Facebook Marketplace.
Bro, at the beginning when I first started, I swear down, that's how I used to do it.
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace, messaging people, misspelling soccer because people didn't know how to spell soccer properly, finding kits for cheap, then flipping it. It's only after that I made like my big connections in Europe and centralized everything. Like I got the office in Italy. I got a dude to work it for me. I got all that stuff organized where it works in a linear way now that it can just be consistent, you know? Yeah, and then the AJ stuff happened after that as well, which is fucking insane.
Let's dive into that too. Was that through Big Zoo as well, or was that?
Yeah. So the Sky Sports thing happened, and
So you were going nuts.
fuck, bro, you have absolutely no idea. Like that was the biggest thing for me, and AJ, which I didn't know at the time, was Big Zoo's cousin.
Okay.
So it was about 2 months later. Big Zoo was at a dinner with AJ, and I flinged him a little message, and I was like, "Oh, if AJ ever wants a kit, like you know where to come."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, of course." And by the way, I just want to say, I fucking love Big Zoo, bro. Best guy I've ever met.
And you would have so much respect for him as well after putting you on.
Especially because I was so small.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect an artist of that size to
give
work
a
with
fuck.
someone who had like 500, 600 followers, you know? So next thing, it was about 2 months after that. And after the Big Zoo thing, I started to sell a lot more kits.
Business is booming.
Yeah. And I get a DM from Big Zoo and he was like, AJ wants a kit. Because he's going to a Tottenham game. I think he became like the Tottenham officiator or something. He's something to do with the social media of Tottenham because he's a huge Tottenham fan. And I was like, but he can't have anything that's Nike. I mean, anything that's Adidas.
Okay.
So Adidas sponsored Tottenham from 1999 to like 2014. So it only leaves me with Umbro, who sponsored in the early 90s, and Pony, who sponsored them in like, I think it was like 1998, which was only for 2 years. So I messaged Vincenzo, who had a connection now in Europe. And I said to him, look, I need this kit immediately for a celebrity. And he was like, I got it. An hour. 1994, I think it was. Tottenham home shirt. Send it to me, DHL Express. I don't care how much it costs. Just send it to me. You know what I mean? Sent it to me. Package it up, and this is I forgot to mention the Big Zoo thing as well. I love adding a little Australian twist on the package.
Okay.
I always throw in some fucking Tim Tams.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Bro, with the Tim Tams, they love it. I feel like that's a majority of the reason why they buy it from me. Just
They
like
get a
the
free
fucking
snack
Tim
too.
Tams. Yeah, so I shipped the kit out to him with the Tim Tams, and Big Zoo sends me a video. This is at the end of that year of 2020. I'd been fired from my previous job, and I was working at IKEA. My ex's mom got me that job.
Oh, really? How did you get fired?
We get to that. And yeah, I was sat in the food room, like the food court where all the other workers are.
Okay, yeah.
And I literally got a message from Big Zoo. It was a video, and it was AJ holding my shirt. You've seen the video, right?
Yeah.
And I literally got up and I was like, what the fuck? I was literally like, there's no way. And like all these people were around me like going like, what's wrong? Like I won the lottery. And I was like, nothing. I ran out the fucking room. Yeah, and then ever since then, like AJ's like always hit me up. He's like, I need this kit. I didn't have direct contact with him back then.
Okay.
Because I obviously didn't know who I was. But now like I've got direct contact with him and so many other people in that industry, which is fucking sick.
There you go. What a story.
That's it, bro.
Everything was it was meant to be.
Bro, that's what I mean. Like, I don't believe, girls really in that crystal stuff and shit like that. Yeah. I'm not the biggest like thing of that, but I think everything does happen for a reason, like timing.
There's one thing that I was just going to say to you, and it's something that my dad said to me a few years ago. Well, I was probably like 14 or something, and it's stuck with me ever since. And it's so simple. It's just you never know until you ask, right? Yeah. And it all started from you asking that first person, oh, like I see you've got a song with Big Zoo, so-and-so. Now you're good friends with Big Zoo, and it's all come from that one question. And it's just such a big thing that I preach, and like I want our listeners to do, and keep asking, be inquisitive, and like seek more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't shoot their shot because they undervalue themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you have a
That's
brand
true.
and it's just starting out, just do it, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like just go for it. Don't think that you're too small to take that opportunity to go out there and like fucking reach out to artists.
Yeah.
Because artists in reality, if they fuck with your shit and they think it's cool, they're gonna wear it.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy it. And that's how like brands that have become so big, like so many like UK brands, like Cortez. You know what I mean? Like look at the rappers that are wearing his stuff. You know, it's just like he started from somewhere as well, you know? Which is like you just gotta shoot your shot. You can't be scared and just keep on going, keep on going. I've messaged so many rappers and shit and they have never gotten back to me.
Yeah,
You know
we've
what I
had
mean?
messages not even open, mate. Emails not replied to, but then you get one that they come back to you and you're just
And
thinking, what the fuck?
That's the gamble you have. And if you want to really like grow your brand and stuff like that, not only like do you need to focus on like the communal side of things here in Australia, but also it's good to have some form of like celebrity endorsement. You know?
Yeah. Our biggest opportunities have come from, like, we've sent lots of messages out and they've been aired, but then I think the universe rewarded us for being like proactive, and then we get message first from them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a direct correlation.
And it's happened
like
twice from people from the UK who have a massive following. So Joe Sugg, who was one of the biggest YouTubers
I
back in
remember
the day,
that was sick.
he just contacted us
Just out of
and said,
nowhere.
I listened to your show.
just random, and we're just like, what this is. And same when we went on the fellas, they messaged us. We were just like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, that was insane. When I saw you boys doing that, I was like,
Mate, we've said it before.
We were like
on the
that.
way there, just shaking. Well, I was like,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah, no, it didn't feel real.
didn't feel real there.
But I was also in like this mindset of fuck, we deserve this, like because
Yeah.
of all the hours we put in,
The
and
work
like,
you put in.
exactly, and we deserve to have that time with them,
Yeah.
and just pick their brains.
And it just
like,
worked. It worked well that we got individual time with each one as well.
Exactly,
Like it just,
yeah.
I don't know, just all. Sometimes things just go perfectly, and that was a situation where everything just fell into place.
Yeah, nah, 1,000,000%.
But you work for it. You put in
do.
like
The
so
hours,
much
eh?
work beforehand for it to like come. But people just see that one little, you going good, and they think, oh, that's luck.
Yeah.
It's not really.
It's hard to keep going as well. Like that's
Yeah.
why I see what you guys are doing. I'm like, it's fucking crazy because people may think like it's just sitting down and talking into a camera, like, and just like, but there's so much fucking planning that goes behind this
Yeah.
stuff. Like even the questions, the editing, the way you publish everything. There's so much shit that goes behind that. And when you first start out, you're not getting anything back.
Nah, you're getting nothing.
You get fucking nothing, you know?
Yeah, we were even like maybe a month after we started, we were getting like 100 views, 50 listens, and we were just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like,
But the fact
you
that
just keep
someone's,
going. It's
the
just
fact
like-
that someone's actually speaking, like listening to you speak.
yeah,
Just mind blowing. It's like
Yeah.
euphoria that you can't
crazy.
get any other way.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy thing, podcasting. And we have had to sort of like recently set our podcast up as more of a business rather than just
Yeah.
a little audio show that goes out on the internet.
Yeah.
And we look at people like yourself and friends of the show, Privacy and Lilo Activewear. Like,
They're crazy as well, bro.
they are, like, just what they do and the way they run their business and the things they do within the community.
Yeah.
We almost get inspired by it. And
Yeah.
like, that's how, I don't know, it's this thing, it's sort of going to get sidetracked here, but like, we're in this unique group of people in Perth where we want to push each other and watch each other succeed rather than hate on each other and bring them down. You know what I mean?
I was literally just about to say
Yeah.
that.
It's like we all want to elevate and see each other do well.
yeah.
because
Well,
we
most
have-
of the time, right? Is that
but we have this respect for each other because we know how difficult it is. It's almost like when you're in the situation and you're trying to run a business, you know how hard it can be at times. So
Yeah.
there's this mutual respect.
I think that there's a large part of that is happening. Like, for example, like you talk about Privacy and Lilo. Like, those guys have helped me. I'm not a business guy, bro.
Yeah.
I was never a business guy. I knew
Yeah.
nothing about numbers. I knew nothing about
yeah, mate? Neither
anything
did
to do
we.
with that.
That side of it's fucking foreign to us. We're still catching
like
up.
sell-through rate and all that. Like, I have
crazy,
no
bro.
idea. So they helped me out a lot of that regard. But I think that the disappointing thing I find about Perth sometimes is that brands don't really work together.
Yeah.
I feel like people just want to see sometimes themselves win.
Yeah.
But I would love it if we could have like almost like a hub of creators. Like even you guys, like I
Yeah.
met you in a nightclub, bro.
Yeah.
I was so drunk. I remember like,
It was a drum and bass event, wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
And actually, no, was it Brucey?
It was.
Bro, yeah.
And that was, and Oh, we'll have a little talk about that as well. So Brucey's a drum and bass artist from the UK, and you collaborated with him that night, or that day.
Yeah. That was crazy as well. Like, I've listened to Brucey's. I was in like 8, bro.
Yeah.
Like so long ago, and I know. So he used to be under a management called Crewcast.
Okay.
Who's also Skepsis' manager. Skepsis is also fucking sick cunt. And I hit them up, and his manager was sick. Super nice guy. Sometimes the managers are fucking dickheads, bro, which I'm sure you guys know as well.
Yeah.
And he was like to me, yo, he's coming to Perth. I said to him, I'd love to get him in a kit, just to have a little shoots, maybe in some of my merch as well. And he was like, yeah, sure thing. So I rocked up, did a shoot with him. He was a really nice guy. He was tired when I did the shoot with him, I can tell you that. He was tired. He looked a bit fed up.
Yeah.
Tour life would be hard.
Bro. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I genuinely, I don't know how the fuck they do it. And did the shoot with him, and then, bro, I went to the show, and he wore my kit.
That's sick.
It's insane.
And I was like,
Was it an
holy
Ajax
shit.
kit?
Yeah, it was an Ajax kit. I think it was
remember
98 home, I'm pretty sure. Can't remember. But yeah, back to the Perth thing, like I was saying.
Yeah.
I wish there was like a hub where like all brands would just work with each other. Because it's so hard to make it out of Perth.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Bro. Like, I look at the guys in Melbourne that I know that run their own brands and stuff, and I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, you guys are like so lucky. You have that like.
We feel that we look at the creators even over East, and it's like, wow. Because when you have a community to build off, you obviously grow at a better rate because everyone, there's just more of a thing.
Yeah.
So it is more difficult.
It's like
but then
the sidemen factor. Like,
Yeah.
they all had their individual channels, came together, and then they all exploded.
and then everyone around them did too, all their
Yeah.
friends. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something in it.
It's super, like, what's it called with Street X, for example.
Yeah.
Right? That Bradshaw amazes me. That guy's a machine, bro.
Yeah.
He's an absolute machine. And like you said before, like when I got the job there, because I didn't want to do it anymore. Because I was just like, I'm a social person, like you said. I was like, I wanted to get a job where I could keep all the money in the business and just let it churn. Churn. So I can expand in different avenues, do different stuff. And also learn. Because what Bradshaw has done, bro, is ridiculous.
Phenomenal. We learned a lot from him when he came on our show.
Yeah, I listened to that podcast.
Yeah, that was a
bro.
great podcast.
It was
So
he
the
was
most
a smart man.
It was the most like organic business chat we've ever had. Like,
And plus, he
put
was
things in simple terms.
He was
for
really
us.
good, as in like he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He would also like with conversation. Some people that we've had on, you have to be really careful with. But he's his own boss.
He doesn't give a shit.
care.
The
Bro.
people that
Like,
fuck up that store, they're freaks.
Yeah.
I wonder
what
who
he
did
said.
that. Has he caught them yet? The
What?
latest little.
Bro, that was just promotion for Black Friday.
Oh,
We did that
was it?
ourselves.
Oh, I didn't know that. Eh?
Yeah, no, but the original guy, the guy that came on, I wasn't working there at the time. The guy that originally vandalized the store with the whole tea story. Yeah, like I told you how I don't get on my sister very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was her friends that were actually like having to go at Bradshaw's.
I can see why.
It's funny for circle. But the good thing about StreetX, and this goes to like the business structure kind of side, is from the ground up, it's the most organic thing ever.
Yeah.
Like if you go in there, everyone is everyone's friends.
Yeah.
Like the management of Stefan, who manages StreetX as well. Yeah, he's one of the Stefan's one of the smartest people I know. He like oversees like all the staff and whatever. Bradshaw is just there on the creative side of things now.
Yeah.
And like obviously planning everything in the future. But Stefan takes care of like all the workers and stuff like that. And it's just, it works so well.
How often are
that
you
works-
working there?
At the moment, a lot.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm working there maybe from like 8 until like 5 most days. And then I'll go home, pack orders, shoot e-com, wash kits, edit photos, order more shirts,
Yeah.
log them all.
The grind doesn't stop for you.
That's
does
it, bro. But I fucking love it.
It's handy having that photography background as well, because I've noticed one thing, because I love football kits too, so I'm always online just trying to find unique ones. And obviously, like I have a Southampton one on now. They're hard to find because they're not a very big
Right.
team.
Southampton's impossible to find.
Yeah.
Like the more devoted the fan,
Yeah.
the harder it is to find a kit. That's like teams like West Ham.
Yeah.
And Southampton, like the smaller teams,
Yeah.
those fans never let go of their kits.
Yeah.
They always keep them. So it's really, really hard to find.
But yeah, one thing that I think separates you from a lot of other people is how clean your website looks and how clean the photography is.
Yeah.
Like I look at some websites and they've just got it on a coat hanger with a shit background, and I
Yeah.
think, yeah, well done for your business, but I'm going to go with this guy because it looks way more
presentation
professional.
counts, man.
It does.
Aesthetic is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How long does the process take? So obviously you'll get, from what I believe, like a box.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? Like a drop?
Yeah, so I do everything in like drops.
Right.
The drop process is fucking crazy to a point where now I need to start like paying my friends to help me.
Yeah.
Because before I was doing when I first started, drops of 9 kids.
Okay.
And now I'm dropping 80 kids.
Yeah.
At once. And 9 kits was only maybe a year and a half ago. You know.
So what's the process like? Sorry for interrupting. What's the process like from when you get the kits in the mail
to getting it onto the website?
Yeah. How long does that take? And like,
Bro.
So what? That's sourced through your guy over in Europe.
So I have about. I'll answer your question first. I have about like 100 people I buy from.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? But the shit thing is that you need to centralize your stock for postage costs.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why I met a dude on Facebook Marketplace about 3 years ago called Vincenzo in Naples in Italy. And I was like, I became good friends with him. I was like, yo, I want to get an office in Italy so I can centralize everything and, you know, get everything shipped out from there. So,
so all of the, I get it. All the Europe stuff goes there and then to Australia
because it's cheaper in shipping.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's basically how I get it here. Once it gets here, I re-authenticate it for the 3rd time because you need to make sure that all the kits are legit because that is my business from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like if it's not legit and it goes out, it affects your business completely. So then I take them out the box, organize them into different colors, see if any of them are real or fake. That will take around 3 hours.
Yeah.
Then I will.
And what are things that you're looking for? Like, is there numbers on the shirt? Is there like tags?
It depends on the year and the sponsor.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, not the sponsor, the maker of the kit.
Yeah.
So Adidas, for example, have codes on their kits from I think 2003 onwards.
Yep.
And you just start to learn the different tags and the different codes and how they work. So once I've done that, then I move on to washing the shirts because some of them smell very interesting. I've seen some fuck shit on kits, honestly, that stink of cigarettes.
Oh, how many kits do you get that you can't sell, that are just like too poor quality or they have to be thrown? Or
So the good thing I have is that I always have a spreadsheet of where the kits came from.
Okay.
So I can always link it back to where it came from. So if it's not good quality and they've sold it to me as good quality, I'll say, sorry, this was in this batch, because I normally buy like, what, $3,000-$4,000 worth of stock at this point from one person. Like if it's not good quality, I'll be like, this is shit, they'll refund me.
Okay, cool.
Because they'll know that I won't buy from them again if they don't.
You ever keep a few for yourself?
Oh, bro. Yeah.
What's your kit collection? You know what we should do one day? We should do a video going through your kit collection.
Yeah.
Because I love, there's a lot of YouTubers who I watch. There's a bloke called Ellis Platten. It's called Away Days on YouTube. Yeah, and he has like a massive football shirt collection, and a lot of his videos are based around that. And he's had some issues where he loves Messi, and he tried to buy a match-worn Messi kit, right? And he went through 3 kits that were fake before he got a real one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be cool to go through your kit collection.
Yeah, the
But
match-worn thing's a whole nother story.
Is that would you ever go into that? Or is it too...
That's a completely different market because you have to have certification, you have to have proof that he actually wore it in the game. Even with signatures, if you don't have a certificate to prove that kit came from that year, like or from that game, or where he signed it and a picture of him signing it, then it's worth nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some bloke could just take a permo and just go, fuck, it seems to sign by Messi.
It seems to be too much hassle in that side of the world.
It's at the moment everything is like going so well, like it doesn't make sense for me to expand into that market because it just becomes very difficult. You know. But after I wash the kits, that will normally take me about 2 days.
Right.
If I'm working 3-4, because if I've got 400 shirts, I only have 2 wash lines. I've made a makeshift wash line at the back of my house. It goes like diagonally across my garden, and I hang shirts all across it. And then once that's done, bring it in, steam all the kits, shoot e-commerce. So like take all the pictures. I built like my own studio in my house. Then editing the pictures, that takes about 5 hours, 6 hours to get it right, all the lighting consistent. And then after that, separating them into drops. So like there's some kits that aren't very rare, and there's some that are.
Okay.
So your selling point's always the rare kits. Those are the ones that you want to bring in the people.
Yeah.
And then obviously if they don't get that kit, because my stuff sells
rapid.
like in seconds, the really good ones. So people pick something else up, which I love, because I think some of the newer kits are really good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's good memories from those times.
Yeah.
So once I separate into different drops, I'll be like, all right, this week I'm going to do a drop on Friday at 5 o'clock, organize a stock, got to upload everything onto Shopify. Once it's on Shopify, you got to schedule it, find all the information from each kit, your name, the size, the condition, note any like issues with it. And then after that, that's the drop.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's a long process.
What are some of your favorite kits that you have in your collection?
I have Ronaldo's first, I'm Portuguese.
Yeah.
So Messi's not it, but we won't get into that. I have Ronaldo's first Portugal kit that he wore.
Okay, that's sick.
When they got knocked out the Euros in 2004.
Yep.
It's he's number 17.
Yeah.
So he's
In
got
the
the number
middle.
17
with the circle
Yeah.
around it? Yeah.
And it's got C Ronaldo on the back, C. Ronaldo, and it's got number 17. And it's a legit name set as well.
Yeah.
But that's probably my prized possession. I also have that Dortmund kit that you may have seen me in.
Yeah.
The black one with the lightning on it. I think it's 96. That's from when it's got when they won the cup, I think, on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
Okay.
That's quality. How many kits do you reckon you own personally?
It used to be a lot.
Okay.
It used to be over 300.
Wow.
You got rid of a few?
I now have 20.
Okay. So it's a real particular
An
collection.
exclusive.
You love them all.
Like there's 20 that I go, I can never sell these.
Yeah.
But the 300, I was like, because I remember I started from a collection anyway.
Yeah.
So I was always just kind of selling out my collection. And as the demand got so high to a point where now, like, bro, I'll drop something and it will sell in 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
And people complain that, why did this sell so quickly? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can't do anything about that. So I always try and get more into fucking help them out. But that's why I mean, like, if I ever have one duplicate in my collection, I always throw it in. I'll be like, I can let that go. Because you just want to see the business grow.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only way you can do that is by selling to more people, so, yeah.
When like you walk past someone and you go, yeah, that's a kit dealer one. That's a kit dealer one.
Sometimes I can, and then sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, there was one time that I thought there was one that I sold to him because it had, there was like a scratch on the back of this AC Milan kit. And I was like, I swear to God, I remember having that kit. But you also don't want to be that guy that goes up to him and be like, bro, where'd you get that kit from? You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't think it was mine in the end. I went to approach him with my homies, and my homies are always dickheads on nights out. They're always like, where'd you get that kit from? But I do sometimes, but not often.
Indeed. That's
What a
amazing.
process. And also, tell us about the Jack Harlow story. I know about it. Jamo filled me in, but it's a good one.
Oh, bro.
There's a lot of people that wouldn't know it.
This is an elite story.
It
This
is a
is
great
top
story.
tier.
Man, like, this goes back to what I said about, like, everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? Like, if you just keep pushing kind of thing. Like, I had a pop-up shop on Hay Street for when Man United were here.
Yeah.
I did a collab with Privacy, who, bro, we'll get into that later. Privacy, what a guy. And I was at the front of the store cleaning the front door because it was the old Peter Alexander store.
Yeah.
And it was just covered in dirt and some guy pissed on it and like shit like that. So I was at the front of the store, like, in this Barcelona tracksuit, like, cleaning the front door with a fucking sponge.
Yep.
People look at me like, who is this guy like doing? Next thing, I'm cleaning it, and I just hear this guy go, "Hey man," he's like, "Do you sell soccer kits?" Because I had a huge fucking mural of Zidane on the right. We paid to get like the store fitted out with like Zidane on the side. I turned around, bro. I was holding the bucket. I literally went, like, I froze. It was him and his best friend Urban.
Okay.
So Urban does all his album photography.
Yeah.
For his last 3 albums, I think. And I literally went, I've never been starstruck like that ever. I was like,
That's fucking
holy
crazy.
shit. And so many people think that I met him through AJ. Where I'm like, no, it was literally
Bump
just
on the
chance.
street, bro.
This
Yeah.
is so organic.
Like, imagine if I wasn't at the front of the fucking store at that exact
full
point
right
in time.
place, right time, bro. Because
Yeah.
it was meant to be. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I mean,
The
bro.
universe was like, yeah, this is going to happen today.
Like, man, I don't understand how. To this day, I say to everyone, I was like, you can say
At
it's
that
cool,
very, like,
but I don't know how the
why'd
fuck
you
it happened.
decide to clean it at that second?
Yeah, legit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I wasn't there. So he was asking me, you got any kits? And I was like, yeah. So he asked me if I sold kits. And I was like, He's like, "This your store?" And I was like, "Yeah." And
Were there people in the store at the time
No,
who were
there was
like,
nothing in the store.
"Oh, okay."
There was absolutely nothing in the store because I was still getting it fitted
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. So I was like, "Nah, I don't at the moment." I was like, "But I have some at home."
Yeah.
He was like, "Alright." I was like, "Do you want me to like give you like a Chelsea kit? Like I'll give you one." Like hell, like shitting myself, bro. And he was like, "Yeah, sure thing." He's like, "You got any others?" I was like, "Yeah." Bro, I fucking dropped my shit, ran to the fucking Perth car park, hopped in my fucking Polo, drove to my house, grabbed the biggest suitcase in my house,
And just packed
ripped it out the
everything?
cupboard, and put every single football shirt that I own.
So what did you tell him? Like, I'll be back.
Yeah,
Or-
he was like, "Here, have my number." No, sorry, have my manager's number. Gave it to me. And then, bro, I swear to God, my mom was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" I was like, "I can't tell you right now. I can't tell you." Pulling all this shit out the fucking cupboards, piled it in the suitcase, zipped the suitcase up, put it back in, drove back to the city. And you know how far away I live from the city, right? So I was just like, shit. Got there. He was like, Jack's at a sound check. He was like, he wants you to come to the show tonight, backstage, and give him the kit. And I was like, what the fuck is going
Did
on,
he
bro?
pick a kid or did you get?
No,
to pick
I was
one
like,
to give
I'll
to
bless
him?
you with one.
Okay.
I was like, I'll give you a good one because they're Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
They're very heavily involved with like all the Chelsea players and stuff. So yeah, Urban was like, "I'll come past." Now this is what I mean. Like I spoke to you about before. Like you always want to get like it doesn't matter about the artist as so much. Like you want to be homies with the artist, but you also want to pay respect to his
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
You know. So Urban like came in and we were just talking shit.
The ones
for,
who'll
like,
be in his ear, the
That's
ones who
it,
will
bro.
bring you up.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
what I mean.
And like drop that. Yeah.
You should re-link with him. And he was on everything. He was in the Drake music video. That what was the one where they filmed at the horse race?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You know the one I'm
I've
talking
seen the
about with all
video.
suits?
Yeah,
It's like Drake, Jack Harlow,
Yeah.
Drewski, all them. And yeah, so he came into the store for like 3 hours, bro, and literally just sat down with me. And he was like, "It's crazy that you're doing this. Like, it's so good to see like a young person doing this kind of stuff. Like, there's nothing like this in the world, like that I've seen." And I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, talked to him about football for 3 hours. He went through all the kits. He picked out about 8 or 9.
Wow.
Bought like I think it was like spent a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I gave him one for free and I gave
Yeah.
Jack one for free. And then he was like, "Let's go shopping." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Let's go shopping. Take me around Perth." So I was just walking around with him, like fucking walking to like, I was like, I'm going to take him to Highs and Lows.
Yeah.
'Cause my
Yeah.
homies, I have homies at Highs and Lows. And this was already pretty late at night and
Yeah.
Street X was already closed, but he'd been to Street X already in the day, I'm pretty sure. I was like, took him to Highs and Lows and he was having a look at all the shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, asked me, he's like, "Rob, you think these are sick?" I was like, bro, I was so confused as to what the fuck was going on. But yeah, really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I speak to him a lot about like obviously expanding into other avenues. I'm trying to get into the NBA now.
Yep.
Sell some kits to
Oh,
some
yeah.
NBA players. Yeah, but it's crazy, man, that happened. And then after the whole escapade, he went back to the hotel. He was like, "Go collect your tickets at the door. After the show, I'll come get you." So show finishes, comes, picks me up. Walking through, security like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "No, I got AAA." Urban brings me through the back. No Jack Harlow. I'm like, "Oh shit," I'm nervous, bro. Because I'm like, I said hi
Was
to
it
him
just
earlier.
you?
No, I bought the 2 closest people.
Okay.
Like I think, like that could actually assist me at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I bought my cousin Gabe.
Yep.
And like, I just want to say as well, my business wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for Gabe.
Yeah.
Like that guy has helped me through everything.
I met
Like-
Gabe that night. I remember there was a night. It was 3 a.m. and you were having a pop up in the city.
Was it the J1 night? When we did the J1?
It must have been, because I remember I came into your store and Gabe was laying on the floor, and you.
Oh no, yeah. I
and
remember
you
that.
had
I
an
remember
old
that.
FIFA set up.
Yeah, yeah.
on
That
like
was
a
in
PS1.
the Northbridge one on,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
William Street, I think it is. Yeah, so I bought Gabe and Ryan, who runs Privacy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Ryan has helped me with so much as well. So they came backstage with me, walking, and I'm stood there, and
Where's it? HBF Arena? I mean, Perth Arena?
no, it wasn't a Perth Arena. It was the
Oh,
one.
okay.
I think it was HBF.
Yeah, HBF.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and Jack comes out, and you know me, bro, with my ADHD, like I'm there, like trying to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't on my Ritalin back then, so I couldn't really focus. And yeah, he came to me like, "Hey man, thanks for coming to the show."
Yeah.
Like full dats me up. I'm talking to him about Drake. I was like, you know, if Drake ever like needs a kit, man, like I was like, you know where to go, man. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you know, he's like, you got my contacts and stuff like that. He's like, you never know. And I was like, shit. Then this is crazy. This is insane. So basically, I messaged AJ before H came to Perth.
Right.
And I said, yo, bro, I'd really appreciate it if I can link with H. And he was like, yeah, I'll message him. Messages him. I was like, oh, you may not have.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me. But then H came to Perth, DM'd him, got nothing back.
Yeah.
Which is expected because he's fucking huge. And I said, like, well, I didn't say anything else to him, but I was backstage with Jack Harlow at the time. And this guy is walking past me. And I didn't know who it was. But you know, you can see someone in your like peripheral vision walking past you. It was H. And I was talking to Jack Harlow. And like my cousin was stood where you like basically where you are distance. H walked past like there, and I was talking to Jack, and Ryan was just listening into what I was saying. And H stops, looks at me, sees Jack holding the kit, and goes like daps up Jack Harlow, and goes like, he goes, yeah, AJ told me about you. I was like, bro, and like at that point I was like, holy
Because in your head,
shit.
you've got the Holy Trinity there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
how am
fucking
I
crazy.
having a conversation about Drake to Jack Harlow right now? And H has just walked past and fucking said, oh yeah, fucking, bro, it was the craziest moment of my life. Like, what are the chances that H walks past at that exact moment and does that? You know what I mean? It's like, so much stuff has happened where I've gone, it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
And you can be like, oh yeah, people say, like, oh, it's the hard work, it's the grind. Yeah, it is. But there's a serious amount of luck involved.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, a ridiculous amount of luck involved. Yeah, but H said to me, he's like, yeah, I'll come see you tomorrow. I'll come link with you tomorrow. Gave me his manager's number. Messaged him. Manager was not a fan of me.
Okay.
Never got back to me. Which is like, you got to work on their terms, you know. That's why I
Yeah.
say you never want to go through managers because they're super, super.
Yeah, we tried
special.
to reach out to H too, but got aired. But like you said, it's because they're so big.
Yeah, it is big. But like I say, you guys are going to the UK. You never know. You could tee something
Well,
up.
that's the thing. You never know who you bump into, eh?
Bro,
That's the thing.
I bumped into fucking Zerka and Vicstar.
Really?
In fucking
Wow,
in
fucking
London
hell.
and Nando's. That's insane.
That sounds so
Bro.
authentic. I love that. In Nando's, bro.
Legit. And I say this time and time over. Like I said,
Was it good Nando's over there?
oh no, our Nando's is better.
Really?
Bro,
Wow.
listen. This is controversial.
This is big. This is big.
This gets controversial. I worked at Nando's as my first job.
Okay.
So I ate that Nando's for ages.
Yeah.
And they only got the job because I can speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Literally, they said, she was like, look, it's like, you can speak Portuguese, it makes sense. I was like, I bet. So I went to the UK Nando's and they were like, UK Nando's is better. UK Nando's is better. But man, I think the chicken is better. The actual chicken is better. The quality of the
Okay.
meat is better. Just a quick switch up in conversation.
I like it.
The actual quality of the chicken is better. But I think their flavoring is just, it's slightly different for some reason.
Different as in like more bland or
I
like...
think the spice just isn't as strong. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Maybe it was just me thinking, but I thought that the Nando's that I had there, I've had some really good Nando's here.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Like,
We
Some
love it.
tens, yeah.
Oh, those Perry chips.
Oh.
Man, when they hit, eh?
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
I want to get a stiffy.
Right. Yeah, man. So I was in Nando's and I was filling up my fucking refillable Coke.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Zerka just walks up next to me, fills his Coke up. And I was like, am I living in some sort of fucking like
Simulation, bro.
Simulation, eh? Like, has this been planned to happen, or
Zerka.
someone's just like overseeing, sending these fucking bombshells towards me at this point? Nah, he literally looked at me. I froze up big time again. He was like, "You right, bro?" And I just looked at him. And I went, "What the fuck?" And he just laughed and walked off. Yeah, nah, it's fucked.
And him just having a Nando's with Vic.
And they have like a whole security team, bro.
Oh, really?
Bro, they don't
So I was
walk
going
down
to
the
say, were
street.
they getting swarmed? Or?
Bro, nah, not from what I saw. When they walked in, because I saw them walk in originally.
And
I saw like a
people-
group of people. I didn't see it was
Yeah.
Vic and Zerka. But then when they walked in, and they had a fucking like huge security guards, man. Well, you have to, man. London is...
Scary place.
Well, yeah, Cal Freezy was telling us it's difficult to go out for them, like to
bro,
normal
fucking
faces.
hell, it would be. Like, you see when the Sidemen do those videos
Yeah.
in the fucking, like, in the city, those
Yeah.
challenges. Man, they're just getting mobbed.
And there's always like two big bodyguards behind them.
Yeah, like
All
telling
the
people
time.
like, fuck
big
off.
men,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy.
It's amazing. Should we move on to the second part of the show, Dyl?
Yeah, we got to. Oh, we'll go through the questions that
we
were
will.
sent in on the Instagram.
Yeah, these are specific to yourself.
Yeah.
All right, first question. What is your favourite current World Cup kit and what is your favourite retro World Cup kit?
I think my favorite one from this year is the Japan one because it has a little bit of a story behind it. There's a Japanese anime around football that's really, really big. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about anime.
Right.
But this is just what I've read. And it's really, really popular. And then a lot of the players that are actually in the Japan team were huge fans of this growing up. So the guy that made this anime designed a kit for this year, and it's fucking fire.
Okay.
Japan kits are always fire.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
They're always hard. And my favorite kit of all time, of World Cup wise.
World Cup, yeah.
Man, that's a tough one, eh? I reckon the Australia ones from the early 90s are pretty fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I went through your kit dealer Instagram and I went all the way to the start.
Yeah, that
and
first
you
one?
did a giveaway.
Yeah, that one's
I
hard.
love that kit. I love that
It's
kit.
beautiful.
And it was in XL as well. I got jealous.
That's correct. It's actually not a World Cup kit. They don't do a World Cup, but
yeah, that's true.
you know what I mean? International
Yeah,
kit.
yeah.
That would be my favorite.
When's the Maldini top dropping?
At the moment, it's going to be probably in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because I spent the last year working on, and this is something I actually wanted to talk about on here, which is
Yeah.
good someone asked that question. With the teas, it's a huge thing to me that I do everything right. Because I wanted to make sure that when I started producing teas and sending them out to people and people buy my stuff, that I want to make the brand somewhere where people know that they can come and feel like they're getting a tea that fits them really well.
Yeah.
Not just like a common blank. Have my
Yeah.
own blank, like not like an AS color blank or something like that. Have my own blank that I tailored myself to the fit that I like and a fit that I think that most guys, like Australia-wise, would fuck with, right? So to do this, you have to work with different manufacturers and sampling, and that all costs a lot of money, right? So I've been putting majority of the like expenditure that I have from the business
Yeah.
into sampling and doing all different kinds of stuff in that regard. So it took about, the first tea I did was the R9 one with him on the telephone. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That was, I only sold that to my friends.
Yeah.
My friends that wanted to back me and,
Yeah.
you know, which, like I said, I would not be here if it wasn't for my homies. Like my homies have helped me so much. So they all bought it and they were like, fuck, this is sick.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I'm going to do a roll. I was like, I'll order like 100 teas of this Henri tea
Yep.
that Ishmael
Yep.
fucking designed for me. Ish, what a guy, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's
He's
good.
good, eh?
Yeah, I fucking love that, bro. He's honestly such a nice guy.
For those who don't know, Ish was the graphic designer for Rob and us for particular teas.
Yeah,
Talented man.
Very good.
unbelievable. And yeah, so I did the Henri tea with him. I was like, order 100 units. I was
Yep.
like, I don't know if this would fucking sell.
100's nice though. That was our first
Yeah.
drop. We did 100
100's good.
teas.
I like
Yeah.
100.
Because it's like, if you don't sell all of them, whatever, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But if you overbought, that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So I launched the Henri tea and it sold out in 5 minutes. Like, it was insane. I was like, there's no way that this is happening.
That's when you would have known, fuck, there's something in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I took that budget and I wasn't 1,000,000% happy with the blank and the quality of the tea, because I wanted to get up to the higher fabric houses, which is like when you have a manufacturer, you have a fabric house to get a good quality cotton. So it can feel like almost like a luxury blank kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So that's what I've been doing for the last year, is just focusing on sampling. And now I finally, like, this is the new blank. Like, I worked on the neckline. You can feel that ribbing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me on teas is necklines.
Yeah.
Some of them are just not there.
So loose.
I
It needs
hate
to be
a really
this like
thin
thicker
one.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I perfected the blank now, worked on the hoodie for next winter. That's
Can
done
you
really
reveal
well.
anything about that or not?
I mean, I've already showed some photos of the hoodie.
Okay.
But like, for example, like today, after I leave here, I'm going to try and get like a sample printed
Yeah.
for an Australia tea, which
Yeah.
may or may not happen depending on logistics, if I can get that amount of teas printed in
Yeah.
a certain amount of time, you know, and shoot content, because the game's
Australia
tomorrow.
World Cup winning
Yeah, World
tea.
Cup winning
Yeah,
tea.
yeah.
Well, not winning tea. I
mate.
wish, you know, I hope.
Fuck.
That's the thing. Like I said this before the podcast started, but this will come out on Monday.
I hope we beat them down. We're
we'll-
probably
we'll
going to
know
get
the
smoked,
result.
and fuck, man.
Bro, I can't
hate
wait.
Argentina with my whole heart right now.
That's why my voice is a little bit croaky, man, because I was at the fucking game
Yeah.
just off my head, bro. I was
Yeah.
going crazy. When they scored, man.
I couldn't believe it.
Some kind of just punched me in the face. Like, I was bleeding out my mouth. You can ask my homie. I did not care, man. I was so happy. Yeah, it was fucking
I hope
huge
we
for
win.
Australia.
3 a.m.
Yeah, we're
Sunday
gonna go.
morning.
Everyone in Perth needs to be at that it's Northbridge, right? The public viewing. Have you seen that?
No.
They're doing
they're
a public viewing.
like what they did in
Oh,
Melbourne.
Northbridge. Wow.
I think it's in Northbridge.
Okay.
Has it been confirmed?
I'm pretty sure Basil
Basil Zemplis.
Yeah, he posted something
the
about
mayor
it.
of Perth. Sydney are doing it as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
There best not be one Argentinian shirt in that crowd, bro. If they win,
get mobbed.
We went to Varsity, the burger place. They've been showing all the
dude
games.
was wearing a Maradona tee.
Yeah, bro. It looked like the great Carly
He was-
from
yeah.
WWE wearing Maradona tee. It was so funny.
Nah,
But yeah, no, the atmosphere, even the other night, like just at a
Yeah.
burger joint, it was packed out and there was people jumping up and it was insane.
We need everyone in Perth to get down.
Yeah. Are you going to go?
Mate.
No question.
Of course I'm going to do that, bro.
I hope there's a flare there.
Nah,
There probably
Flair
will
or
be.
fire.
I reckon they 1,000,000% will. I know plenty of people that are, you know. Anyway, everyone needs to go there. If anyone's listening to this, you need to go and watch the Australia-Argentina game in Northbridge. It's going to be a big thing. We got to outdo Melbourne and all the rest.
Yeah.
Which I reckon will be difficult because theirs look.
They're
theirs
pretty
looks
crazy.
sick.
Theirs was insane.
Theirs was insane. I was so jealous, bro.
Any plans for a physical store, or are you happy with the online pop-up model at the moment?
Ecom's doing so well at the moment online.
yeah.
Pop-ups sell so well. So many people come down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at the moment I'm going to stick to that. But just to go back to what you said, I need to finish about the Maldini tea because so many people ask me about that.
Okay, right.
Now I've got everything in place. I got the packaging in place. I got the right tea in place. Now I will start for the next year to roll out teas consistently.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I really want people to see what I've been working on with my homies, working on with like Corey. Corey,
Yeah.
for example.
And this is the one
good friend of
here.
mine.
Give him a little.
Yeah, this is the Maldini tea that will be probably dropping in
And there's
January.
some stuff going on the
I
back
like
as
the
well.
fit as well. I like that.
Yeah, and I'll send you boys out some.
Oh, mate.
That's nice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but yeah. Now I've finally worked on everything, and it's all come together. I really just want people to see how it fits. Corey from Highs and Lows helped me out with the fit with a lot of stuff. I fucking love Corey. It's like one of my closest homies. Yeah, I think it's really there was a gap there that needed to be filled in regards to like good fitting tees that are football orientated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
that's like my dream, bro. Is to go and do that and give people.
Sometimes
cool shit.
there's cool designs, but they're always on a really shit tee.
That's it.
It's always super long,
Yeah.
thin collar, like.
Like I don't want to down talk any other brands, but
No. I just mean in general. I find that
yeah.
merch related, like newer merch related to like soccer in general, is a pretty subpar from most places. You know.
This girl's asked how long is too long for a situationship. When do you think is too long?
What is a situationship?
So it's like, oh, you're with someone, you're not boyfriend, girlfriend, but you're seeing each other and you don't want to commit, but like there comes like a breaking point where you have to make a decision.
Too long. I mean, I've been in this. I've been in a situationship before. I can tell you that. But I think that what, a month, 2 months?
Yeah.
What situationship? Do they mean like sneaky link? Is that what it's?
Maybe it's a little bit above that. Next level.
Yeah.
Like you're dating them, but like you're seeing other people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Or yeah, or maybe even it's like you're seeing each. Oh yeah. I don't. To be honest, I don't know the definition.
Yeah, I don't think there is a definition for it.
It's just grey lines everywhere.
Yeah, no. But I think that like, yeah, I reckon a month, 2 months. Otherwise,
Move it
you're just like you're playing the role of a boyfriend, but you're seeing other people, and it's just like, you know.
This question's fucked. Would you put your baby in a microwave for 3 seconds for $3 million?
Who's asking these questions?
I don't
bro?
know. Listeners are wild. But like, how long could a baby survive in a microwave? 1 second, and then they like, because it's radioactive. Like it's not radioactive. What's the term?
I reckon they're surviving 3 seconds
You
for
reckon?
sure.
So you're doing it.
Oh no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
No,
That's
I
poor
actually couldn't.
parenting.
that's
But,
terrible.
Yeah, I think child services are coming around, aren't they? Do
Yeah, I think so.
you have a favourite Street X colleague?
Oh, you're gonna start a war here, bro.
The original, and then the original question was your favourite Black Street X colleague. Because I don't know, sent in by a Michaeli.
Mikhail.
Yeah, Mikhail.
All right. Nah, I'd say I love Mikhail,
Yeah.
and like we're really good homies.
Oh, he set himself up for a win there.
Yeah, I love Mikhail. I love everyone the same there. I'm really close with Nick.
Okay.
Nick's from Durban. He's from the same place I was born in South Africa. So yeah, we get on really well because we can talk about stuff back home and shit. Like we grew up eating the same food.
Oh, so you were born in South Africa?
Yeah, I was born in South Africa, but I only
okay.
lived there for a year.
And
Yeah.
you've got Portuguese background.
Yeah, so my mom's Portuguese.
Yep.
All my family is Portuguese.
Okay.
My dad has three brothers.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Bro, look at me trying to even work out my family tree. I have 2 aunties and 1 uncle on my dad's side.
Yeah.
But that's really small. But my mom's side of the family, this is Portuguese families for you, bro. My grandma was one of 9 children.
Wow.
And my granddad was one of 11.
There you go, mate.
And each one of those had about 8 kids each.
Yeah.
So, and each one of those kids had about 5 kids each. So, bro, my whole family is all spread over the world in America, here,
Yeah.
like Honduras, Ecuador,
That's amazing.
Venezuela. I've got family
That's
everywhere,
sick.
bro.
And where's your dad from?
My dad is Scottish, South African.
Yeah.
So his family were farmers in South Africa for a long time. But they moved to the coast when I think my granddad got into engineering or something.
Okay.
So yeah, and then they met at medical school.
Yeah.
My mom and dad.
Beautiful.
They were both studying the
Wow.
same thing, which is actually such a cool
A
story.
love story.
Yeah, I
that's
know,
great.
right?
That's great.
Leon wants to know when you're coming back to uni.
Coming back to uni.
I don't reckon you'll be back, mate. I
Wait,
think this will take over.
I'll be honest, bro. Like, my parents ask me this question a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, because they're academics.
Can they understand
Yeah,
where
100%.
like the success, the way it's going for you
Yeah.
outside of uni with all
Are they
this?
proud
do
of you?
Do they like get it?
They didn't, and this is the funny thing. So my dad's very much a numbers guy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the tax year, my dad was like, "Oh, he's just running a business out of his bedroom, that
Yeah.
kind of thing." Like, I showed him like my tax bill, and I had to start paying GST, which is fucked because I hadn't been paying it the whole year because I didn't think I was going to hit
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, and I had to pay way over the amount that was on the GST cap. I showed my dad. I was like, "This is what I did this year," and he looked at me and he was like, "There's no way this is real."
He couldn't believe
He
it.
was like, "There's no way
You
this
thought
is real."
you've like typoed it or something.
Yeah, he was like, "You telling me that this is what you've been doing the whole year?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "There's no way this is real." And I said to him, "It is."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, we're so proud. And I was like, "Fuck." I was like, yeah. So ever since the uni thing came back in,
Yeah.
I said to go, and I'd never been to my office in Italy before.
Yeah.
So in July, I was like, "Oh, let's fly there and fucking go sort everything out, take the semester off, defer, because I've like 1 more year and I can already start becoming a pilot." You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, for now, I reckon I'm going to take the next 1.5 years off just to focus on heavily pushing everything.
Yeah. Well, you
Is
got
that-
time on your side. Why not go
That's
for
it, bro. I'm only 21.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that I can give myself up until I think 25, 26.
Yeah. Easily, bro. Easily.
If things don't work out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost like you can't go in with that mindset.
Yeah,
You
that's
think
what I
the
mean.
things
Like,
not
I think it
working out.
will. So I don't have a plan for the
Yeah,
future.
that's similar to Dylan and I. We're like, yeah, we're working like part time now, but hopefully we can fuck that off soon. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Your tax guy is the same as our tax guy now.
Yeah. Steve.
Steve,
man.
great man.
Bro, he's a
Yeah,
goat.
that's like when we got onto him, we were like, oh, we're making the step to being more official now. Like,
Yeah.
have a tax man. Like, I feel cool having a tax
Yeah,
guy,
no,
you know? Like,
and then till they send you the tax bill,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh shit!" It's how funny he was held gas because I was with Min Woo. Do you know Min Woo Lee?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
golfer.
yeah, the
I was with
golfer,
him in
yeah.
I was with him in Rome because the guy I was with,
Yeah.
he's a strength and conditioning coach, Devin, and he was responding to me like, "No way, you're with Min Woo. No way." I didn't have no clue the fucking this guy was.
I'd love to get Minwoo on the podcast if you can organise that.
I mean, I have to speak to Devin.
Yeah, true. And he's always off around the world. Isn't he?
Apparently, he did really well recently. But I'm
And
sure
his sister is elite.
bro, she's like one of the best in the
Top
world.
5, I think.
I know fuck all about
Yeah.
golf. I'll be honest with you.
yeah, I don't
Absolutely
know too
nothing.
much about it myself.
Apart from the Street X golf day.
Yeah.
You just get
Yeah, that
I
was
think
funny.
we only got through, what, 4 or 5 holes, me
Yeah, I
and
think we
Jamo
got
and
4.
Lockie and
I think we
Vinny.
did 4 holes.
Because we caught up with some of the guys at
Toby
Street
from
X.
Toby,
Yeah.
yeah.
I fucking
And
love
then
Toby.
before we know it, I wonder who that guy was who hit his head. He must have been friends with.
So there was a guy we would fuck around on the golf carts, right? And one of the boys came off and like smashed his head on like gravel.
He full ate dirt.
No, really,
I don't know
really
who that was,
badly.
but if anyone from Street X is watching, they'll know. He was definitely friends with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Tom?
he works at Street X. I can't even really
No,
remember
I
his
can't
face.
remember.
But he ate dirt.
Who
bro.
was
Like, it
driving
was
him?
elite.
Because he was the passenger,
I
right?
don't know.
'Cause I know they crashed into each other.
Nah, this
Someone
was different.
felt like he was
This
hanging
was- he
on,
didn't-
and they like took a quick turn, and he fell off, and his face was it was like
Bad.
it was like it looked like a comedy, bro, because he's like it was all dirt and he thumped the fucking floor. It was elite. That was a good day.
They always are, eh?
How are your golfing skills?
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, same.
Bro, I did the whole, was it 9 holes?
Yeah, no,
you got through 'em all?
Oh, wait.
Bro, I was
Yeah, no.
crawling by because I didn't have a car.
Yeah, same.
This is at the last golf day, not
Yeah.
the one before the last one, sorry. Because I
Yeah.
was in Europe for the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I was so drunk. Like, honestly, I was incredibly drunk. Like, probably the most drunk I've ever been. Like,
Remember
just
how
walking,
hot that day was
Yeah.
as well?
fucking boiling. And Liz would come past on the fucking golf cart
Yeah.
and give you more beers. And I was like,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we had because we were carrying around like a fucking camera bag and shit as well because we made a
Yeah,
vlog
we
from that.
filmed it, yeah.
Elite.
What
What a
great
day.
times. Should we just wrap it up here?
Yeah,
reckon
I
it's been
don't
fucking-
want the other stuff in there. I love this episode as it is.
Yeah,
I
same.
do.
It's
I
fucking
think
good.
it's
We
been
can save that
great.
stuff for another
Yeah,
time.
save that
But
trash.
look, that's an hour 10. Beautiful.
I knew
Man,
you'd.
that fucking flew.
Yeah,
it
I knew
does.
you'd get through it. The way you were like chatting before the podcast,
Yeah.
I was like, this will
Yeah,
be
we'll
easy,
fly.
bro. Because you can tell sometimes with a guest whether it's gonna like struggle to hit
Yeah.
the 40 or go over.
Yeah.
This has been good, bro.
Nah, it's
it
been
has
elite.
been.
We've
Nice
spoke
chat.
about it a lot. I appreciate
We
you boys
have.
having me
We'll
on.
have to have a part 2.
It's been an absolute
Part 2, I
pleasure.
reckon.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to talk about.
Oh, mate, there will be for sure. I'm going to ask you one more question. We always ask our guests this question. It's pretty deep. You might need a little bit of time to think about it. But when all is said and done, how would you like to be remembered? By the people around you, by the community, by your family, friends. In a few words, how would you like to be remembered?
Fuck, that's a deep question, bro.
That's a deep question.
I reckon as someone that cared for them.
Oh,
I like
that's
that.
nice.
Because the people that are in my close circle, like, they'll make who I am.
Yeah.
If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be who I am and, like, what I've done. Honestly.
That's even like one thing I've noticed with you is that you'll like check up on me every now and then.
Yeah.
You'll call me,
Yeah.
say you love me.
That's
it's
it, bro.
beautiful.
I love it. And, like, you got to keep that circle tight because at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed, those random guys that say you're homies with them won't be there
Yeah.
for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
True.
Thank you, boys.
That was amazing.
pleasure,
It's been a
mate.
pleasure.
Appreciate you.
It's
Good
been
luck with
great.
everything. Everyone, go and check him out. The Kit Dealer. What's the Instagram handle? Is there
It's just the kit deal and then underscore at the end.
underscore at the end? Easy stuff.
Love you, boys.
Support him.
Much
check out his
love.
drops. Much love.
What an
Thank
app.
you very
What an app.
much. And we'll see you guys next week.
In a bit.
Thank you for listening to the Jamo and Dylan Show. Make sure to subscribe to the boys on YouTube and share the podcast with a mate.